Does the realization of impermanence of phenomena itself constitute Nibbana, or is Nibbana to be considered apart from phenomena? Yes, Nibbana is Khandha Vimutti. It's emancipated or liberated or outside of the khandhas, outside of the aggregates. So the realization of impermanence has to occur based on something that's impermanent. If the realization of impermanence were Nibbana, then Nibbana would, or Nirvana would be that which is impermanent. It would be the association or the observation of something that is impermanent, which it's of course not. The realization of Nibbana is the observation of something that is permanent, is satisfying, and not self, but essential, or so on, sara. So yeah, they're different. You have to understand that what we mean by realization in Buddhism is the moment where you actually see something as being so. It's not a state afterwards where you somehow say, wow, everything is impermanent. The realization occurs based on an object that is impermanent. And so Nibbana is the next moment. If you really see something as impermanent, like for example, let's bring it back to practical, when you're watching the rising and falling of the stomach. So there can come a point, the peak of vipassana meditation, where you're watching the stomach rising and falling, and suddenly it changes. It goes quickly. Is usually you're watching it, and suddenly it speeds up, or it changes radically. And that moment, because the meditator's mind is so sharp, that moment leads to Nibbana. The next moment there's a cessation experience. It can also occur with suffering. So watching the rising and falling, and suddenly it becomes unbearable. It's stuck. It's uncomfortable, or there's pain throughout the body to the extent that the mind is no longer interested. Is no longer attached to the body or to sankharas, and it lets go. The next moment there's a Nibbana experience of Nibbana. And it can also happen through non-self. So, for example, where you're watching the rising and falling, and suddenly the rising and falling appears to be going by itself. It very clearly is not going according to our control, and there's this feeling of that. And the next moment is Nibbana, it's a cessation experience. So it's the moment after the realization. The realization itself, according to the texts, is called anulomanyana, the knowledge of conformity. It's 2 or 3 moments, or 1 moment, I can't remember. It's a very short period of time where the meditator sees impermanence, or suffering, or non-self, one of the 3.